Hello everyone, Sith Lord here, and welcome to the year of our Lord 2018. Now, I have a lot to cover and a lot to discuss, so let's get into it. As we know, the official DLC Last Jedi has been extended to, I'm pretty sure, the end of January, so we have got a lot to look forward to, especially with the upcoming rumors that we will be getting Maz Kanata and maybe even Cad Bane from Rebels. This has got me blown away because from what this tells me, they are actually listening and are big fans of the shows themselves, so we could possibly be seeing a lot of characters from Rebels, including maybe even Ezra, maybe Sabine, a lot of good characters. Also maybe Captain Rex. That would be a huge throwback to even the Clone Wars at that point. But as far as confirmed news goes, we do have some DICE creators that have came forward and said that they will be making alternative maps to create. And this next news, oh my god, it got me so excited because they're actually adding maps to Heroes and Villains, which I know a lot of people like myself love Heroes and Villains, but there was a lot of lackluster about the maps because yes, it is a great mode and it does throw a lot back to the original Battlefronts, but the map selection is limited and we would love to see a lot more variety included, and it looks like we have got our answers. Now, next thing I want to cover is the actual film, The Last Jedi. I actually seen it twice already, and I was planning on seeing it a third time, but I don't know when. But let's go ahead and give the overall review of The Last Jedi, and we'll talk about its gross rate right now, what's brought in over the this year, and so on and so forth. Now, first going into The Last Jedi, I will admit that I was skeptical, and this was before even watching it. I was curious to see where Rian Johnson would take the next step, especially since I admittedly was not that big of a fan of Force Awakens. I was mainly just a fan of Kylo and Rey, but that's pretty much it. This this movie was by far one of the best of 2017 and probably one of my favorite Star Wars movies of all time because the direction that this movie takes, it makes you think. It really does. It makes you on the edge of your seat. I mean, you want so much more and you ask so many questions afterward. And sorry about that. If you haven't seen my review of The Last Jedi, go check it out because as I said, I love the movie and there's yes, there's flaws, yes, there is good things, but overall, I love the movie. Now, the gross rate of this film, oh my god. Yes, people can hate, yes, people can say that whatever they want about this film, but the fact is that this film has already grossed $1 billion as of today, and just that alone, it's surpassing all of these major big budget films. I just, you have to give props to Rian Johnson for pulling this off. I mean, he had so much to bring for this film, and for me, he's done it. I mean, the steps that he took, I mean, it blows me away. From Luke's death to Leia's almost death and her using the Force. I mean, there's so many parts of this film that I could bring up that justify it. But I will not get into that. I just want to say that it was and still is one of my favorite films. Sorry about that. God, coming out with a huge cold today, guys. I now want to talk about the new trilogy that Rian Johnson is making, and from what I can tell, it is going to be something we have never seen before. It's not the Old Republic as confirmed by Rian Johnson himself, but that being said, I mean, yes, I was a fan of the Old Republic. I did play both games, but I mean, I don't want to go into a movie knowing what happens already. I mean, yes, they could do so much with the Old Republic, but I want something new. And I'm sure a lot of people do. So, for him to make something we have not seen before, something out of the realm of what we've seen already in Star Wars, and pulling away from the Skywalker saga, I'm excited. Like, I'm sold. Now, where do we go from here? That's the big question, because as we've already seen, Rian Johnson pulls some big left hooks in this film. So, I mean, the sky's the limit with these films. These next nine, or next nine, wow, next three. um, yeah, I mean, sky's the limit. So we will see. Now, my hopes. Wow, my voice. My hopes for the trilogy is that we do see some throwbacks to the prequels. I want to see, and this is just me, I want to see the beginning of the lightsaber with it still connected to the pack. I mean, that's just me. I love old Star Wars lore, and that's what I want. But I'm sure I will never see it. But yeah, so everyone take their guesses of what the new trilogy is going to be, but that is my guess and my hopes. Let's go ahead and talk about episode 9. Everyone has been speculating, where is episode 8 going? Where is episode 9 going to lead us? Here are my thoughts. As you know, that I am personally pleased with the route that Rey and Kylo are taking. I honestly thought that Rey was going to go with Kylo at the very end, but as I was shocked to see, that she stuck with the rebellion, and we are hoping to see the new Republic rise, because they're no longer the Resistance. They are the new Republic again, and I mean, what more could you ask for from this? But what I want to see from this movie is Kylo meeting Snoke's old apprentice, or him getting a new apprentice. I do not want to see Kylo stand alone in this film. I mean, yes, it would be amazing, but honestly, looking at every Star Wars movie from now, and even the comics, every single leader has had an apprentice. Everyone. And with the confirmation of Snoke's old apprentice, I, I don't see why they wouldn't pull them. So, or her. I mean, we never know. So, that is where I stand with Kylo. I want him to move forward in this, do what Darth Vader couldn't, and be the leader. Be not necessarily the emperor, but be the supreme leader that he now is, and thrive. Like, that's what I want. I mean, I want him to thrive and prosper on that. Now, as far as Rey goes, I would love to see her do what Luke could not. Now, when I say that, I do not mean like in the comics, because as we know, in the comics, in the books, Luke did accomplish this. He did make the school, but it failed ultimately. I would love to see Rey not necessarily make the school, but at least teach the students. I want her to have not just one apprentice, but at least 2 or 3. I would love her to teach many Jedi. That's what I want. As far as Finn and Rose's story goes, I loved it. I would love to see them continue to grow. Maybe visit more planets. I mean, I loved their story, although it got negative reviews, but I loved it. I thought their relationship was very true. It wasn't rushed. There maybe was some scenes that I would have left out. But overall, I loved it. I thought their relationship was great. And Poe, oh my God, I mean, his story, it was flawless. It was the fighter pilot that becomes the general he is meant to be. Because Poe, in my opinion, is one of the best pilots, the ace pilot that you want to see. And I mean, he does not let you down in this, because he he gives this attitude, like in this movie, that you really don't think he's going to come back from. Like, you think he's stuck on this plane, but he learns. He learns there's an overall plan to all of this, and I'm referring to The Last Jedi. But he's groomed into this ultimate commander at the end of the movie that you think, man, this is the general I've been waiting for. This is the the pilot I've been waiting for. And to see where his story goes, I can't wait. I'm a huge fan of Poe, especially from the comics. I mean, they expanded him so well in the comics. If you have not read them, go read them right now. Now, this next one's gonna be a little tricky, because, oh man, the Han Solo film that is coming out next year, well, officially this year, 2018. Oh man, from what I've heard, the main actor who is playing Han Solo cannot act. And just saying that, it's like, really? Because why would you cast someone who quote unquote cannot act? Because the previous casting was the lead actor from Baby Driver, which I've heard nothing but great things about that movie. I mean, for them to have this negative controversy already, is saying that Disney's saying that this film is going to bomb. I mean, I hope they're wrong. I've had such high hopes for this Han Solo film, but as far as we can see, it's not looking good. Even with Donald Glover and Emilia Clarke being cast, I mean, man, that gives me such bad hope for this year, that I'm like, I hope they can pull it through. I hope they can at least give a good story. But from what I'm seeing, it's not looking good, guys. And man, I love the Donald Glover, and I love Emilia Clarke. Man, that just that really puts a bad taste in your mouth. It really does, because Rogue One did so well. I mean, it was the first standalone Star Wars film, and it blew everyone's expectations out the water with it doing so well. But now that this has gotten such negative reviews, with it not even been a trailer being released, and that was the huge hype, that with The Last Jedi, we were going to see this teaser, just maybe even an image of the new Han Solo trilogy, wow, I keep saying trilogy, guys, sorry about that, the new Han Solo film, and we got nothing. Like, I was waiting. I mean, I looked all over for the after credit. I mean, there's nothing on this film, and the reason for it, because it's not doing so well. I mean, I wish I was wrong, but so far, I mean, it's looking like it's not doing so well. But enough of enough of the negative news. Let's go ahead and hop into the next thing, which is, oh wow. Well, I just said not to bring up negative things, but this is kind of a negative but positive at the same time, which is Season 4 of Rebels ending. It's the last season of Rebels, and I'm a huge fan of Star Wars Rebels. I have been since the beginning, and to hear it finally end, I mean, I don't like it, guys. I'm gonna be honest, I don't like it, because I loved the stories they were telling in Rebels, and I know it has to end, because obviously you can see the timeline, there's not much left for them to do. I mean, they have reached their limit. But, I mean, you've grown so attached to these characters, especially with Ezra and Kanan and Sabine and Hera. I mean, you've grown attached to these characters, and to see them end, I mean, it makes you sad. But at least they're doing what Clone Wars did not do, and that is end on the way they want to end. Because Clone Wars, unfortunately, was canceled in the buyout to Disney, and we never got to see the 7th season that we all wanted to see, with Boba Fett being trained by Cad Bane, and just the ultimate stories leading up with Clone Wars. We never got them, and they were kind of continued in Rebels, but most of them were left just left in the dust. But so far, I'm really excited because we are on a break from Rebels right now. We had the mid-season finale, and I'm pretty sure it was October or November. But again, I'm really sad to see the show go. I'm a huge fan of it. But sad to say that it has reached its time. The time limit of the show was expected to be short, considering it is between 3 and 4. But man, like I said, you really do grow attached to these characters, even though, I mean, like I said, a lot of people don't like the animated series, but I've grown to love it. I really have. Now this is where the good news comes, and that is the books to come this year, and I am so hyped because the one book that has got everyone excited is the book about Snoke. We have not heard much about who is making it, who is writing it, but it is confirmed that we will be getting a Snoke book, and that's got me so hyped because they could go so many directions, and to be revealed, like, who was Snoke, like what exactly he did before the First Order. Like, we want to know all of this. So for them to finally put this into effect, I mean, I'm so excited, guys. And upcoming this March, we finally get the Last Jedi novelization, so I'm very excited about that. Now, I was really surprised to see that The Last Jedi is already available for pre-order on Best Buy and Target. So I actually will be pre-ordering them maybe next week. So yeah, that is great news. And I also am working on my Snoke video, which is covering pretty much everything we now know about Snoke, with the confirmation of the new apprentice, his ring details. I mean, everything that we officially know about Snoke, I will be covering in my video. And I do apologize for the delay of videos, you guys. I've just been very busy over the holidays, and I hope you all have had a great Christmas. But yes, I will be bringing more videos out. It's just, like I said, I've just been very busy with the holidays. Now, this is something I actually wanted to get into, which was something completely un-Star Wars related, and but it's still a good show, and that is Black Mirror. I actually just got into this show this past year in 2017, and let me just say, I fell in love with it. It is a Netflix series, and let me just give a brief detail about the show. It is very dark. Like, it is a very dark show. If you're a fan of, let's say, Stranger Things, True Detective is another great one that it references. Just really dark, gritty shows, you will love Black Mirror, because what it focuses on is the current world, just maybe a distant time in the future, because they focus heavily on the messages of technology and how far we are willing to go in this age with technology. Just trust me, you guys, when I say that this show is amazing. Like, there's not many shows that I do watch that really do catch my eye, but this show, when I watched it, I binged all 3 seasons, and with the 4th season being released on the 29th, I mean, I binged it in the first maybe 10 hours it came out. Like, yeah, I binged the hell out of that series. And I was thinking of giving a review of Black Mirror, but I don't know yet. I'll probably just give a review of season 4 because it has been out for a while. So I probably won't do the first 3 seasons, but this past season I will do a review for. The next is Rick and Morty. This show, wow, guys. Like, where do I even begin with Rick and Morty? Let's go ahead and talk about the creator, Justin Roiland. Like, this guy has so much creativity. It's amazing. I first got into the show, let's say, it was last year, about maybe in the fall. Yeah. I mean, I fell in love with the show. It's such a dark animated series that you grow to love it. It's on Adult Swim. You should totally check it out if you have not seen it. It throws back so many awesome themes. Like, I mean, it cracks me up every time I watch it. I have both seasons right now. I'm waiting for the 3rd season of Rick and Morty to come out. But yeah, I fell in love with the show when I first watched it, and I've been nothing but a loyal fan ever since. Like, I have so much memorabilia of Rick and Morty. Obviously not as much as Star Wars, because it's my shit. But yeah, you guys, this was going to be a short video anyways. I just wanted to cover everything of 2017 so far, what I'm excited about, and all of 2018, like most of it anyways. Like, of course, we got the video games coming up. We got Red Dead, we got Kingdom Hearts 3, Spider-Man, Jurassic World, I mean, etc. Like, we got so much to cover this year, and it's gonna be this year's gonna be a lot different. Like, 2017 was not my year. Like, I had a lot of bad shit happen, and I'm not even gonna get into it, but this year is gonna be different. This year is gonna be the year that I put out a lot of shit. And just positive vibes all around, you guys. Now, let's go ahead and end this video off with a positive note that let's just have no drama, you guys. Like, I know, like, with society nowadays, like, there's nothing but drama. Like, you can't avoid it, but let's just try to have a positive note. Seriously. Like, I know things can be rough. I know things can be bad, but if you just try to look on this so-called bright side, that everything will eventually be okay. Yeah, that's what I try to like to look at. But take it easy, you guys. This has been Sith Lord, and stay tuned for my next video. Take it easy.